How many people do we know the circumstances of how they got their unique magic? Riddle's unique magic manifested when he was 10 through sheer effort, at his mother's behest, which has also been confirmed in the novel. In the second novel, the prefect asks if unique magic cannot be discovered without studying, and Riddle responds, "That is not always the case, but it was for me." Riddle is particularly interesting because it is insinuated during Book 6 both by Idia and Riddle himself that he was maybe never meant to have the power that he does, but his mother decided she was going to birth a powerful magic user and brute forced it into happening, artificially enlarging his magic pool to ensure he'd be an exceptional mage, starting from when he was in the womb. Deuce is our first time seeing a unique magic manifest on screen in an interesting example of how it can happen without the user even realizing it before, during, or after the process. Like Deuce, Epel's magic also manifests from his efforts to protect others from harm, but it was a slightly less confusing experience as Epel had Rook on hand for advice. In both the original game and in the novel, it is mentioned that Leona was born with his unique magic. In the second novel, Leona explains that unique magic that is inherited at birth has nothing to do with the person's will, while the people around him may have thought that his was a power that he desired, and maybe even fought to obtain. The situation is a little vague, but I don't think this means that he was turning people and things into sand as an infant, but rather King's Roar just manifested naturally around the time he came into his magic, instead of being something he studied for, fought for, or even wanted in the first place. We technically see the process of Azul crafting his unique magic through sheer effort via a flashback. Unlike Riddle, who worked for his magic to please his mother, Azul seems to have been motivated by a desire for revenge. Azul says that he spent years studying everything he could get his hands on, and it seems that he actually designed the spell that would become his unique magic for himself, deciding what he wanted it to be and then making it happen rather than waiting for some naturally occurring magical phenomenon to decide on his behalf. But it is possible that, at the time, he didn't know what he was making would become his unique magic. All he wanted was a spell to take away other people's talents, and it becoming his unique magic may have been unintentional. This really makes me wonder what it was that Riddle was doing when his unique magic manifested at 10 years old. Was it born from a conscious or subconscious urge to stop someone from using magic, like Azul, or did it adapt to the situation he was in at the time, like Epel and Deuce? Adding to the list of ways that Idia and Leona are curiously similar, Idia was also born with his unique magic. He seems to have inherited it directly from his father, who inherited it from Idia's grandmother, the former head of the Shroud family. This poses several questions, such as whether or not human Ortho had also been born with this magic but died before it had been able to manifest, what will happen to the island of Woe if it is ever left without a blood relative heir, do cousins count, etc. I don't think there has been too much information yet about how or when Idia's magic manifested, but it may be a similar situation to Leona, much like how Azul's situation seems similar to Riddle's. And I think that maybe everyone we have heard of thus far on the EN server, excluding Book 7. Trey, Cater, Ruggy, Jack, Jade, Floyd, Colin, Jamil, Rook, Bill and the others have all been fairly quiet about how their unique magics first appeared.